Hello, crafty friends. Stacy here with a quick video of a new tool that's coming out for Stampin' Up. This is called the Stampin' Positioner. I was just playing with it because I just received it, and something that you should note if you are catching this video, today is February 1st, 2026. On February 3rd, 2026, this is available for free if you join Stampin' Up. So anybody who decides to join Stampin' Up as a hobbyist or as a business demonstrator will receive this free. That's an additional $49 value. So awesome just to get a new tool free in your hands. Also, if you join under me, you receive all of my tutorials free monthly that are my card classes, which is an additional $25 monthly value. So this is the new Stampin' Positioner. I'm just going to move this out of the way for a second, and I'm just going to bring this in. Some of you may recognize this. This is the Stamparatus. This was many years ago. Stampin' Up! Had the Stamparatus. You remember we got these magnets with it, and they would always break. Here's a piece of them, right? I covered mine in washi tape, but whatever. It had this foam base. I love my Stamparatus, and I still use it for larger images, but apparently something happened with the design of the hinge, copyrights, I don't know. They could no longer make this. So finally, they've heard that people want a positioner. So that's what they came out with. And you might see this out there by different companies, but they made one with the Stampin' Up! Branding for us. And let's go through it. So you get this piece right here, this like longer piece. You'll notice it has these feet on it that push in. They're plastic, nice, sturdy. And then you have these two holes at the top. And then the Stampin' Up! Logo, you always want to make sure that that's facing you. Okay, optional, you don't have to pick this up, but they have grid paper. It'll be item number 169442. So you get a pack of grid paper. I'll show you that. Let me give you the item number for the positioner. It's item number 167768. Like I said, this will be available. I was able to purchase it as a demonstrator, but if you join Stampin' Up! Starting February 3rd, you'll get this free. Now, they did tell us it will be available for customers to purchase at a later date. I just don't know when that is. Okay, so then this is another piece that has two holes at the top, and then it has those plastic feet that push in at the bottom. Again, the Stampin' Up! Logo, you want to make sure it's facing you and you're able to read that. Okay, here are the two magnets that come with it. They can hit together. They're not going to break because they're in this plastic pouch. Now, if you want to use additional magnets, if you feel you need to secure that, buy yourself some other magnets, or if you have the other magnets, use those. But it comes with these two. Oh, look at that. And then this is your base. So let me bring this up. Here are these feet that go in, right? It has these pegs along the top. That's going to be, remember these two holes? That's where you line up the positioner for this piece, okay? Then it has these teeth, we'll call them, right along the line here. That's where you put your grid paper. And then if you notice, there is a triangle impression there. We'll get to that, but I just wanted to show you close up. So let me show you how this works. So you would let's use the grid paper to show you how to use the grid paper. So I'm going to pull a piece off. Now the grid paper has holes, as you can see at the top, and you're just going to line up by these teeth. Okay, and it's just going to pop in nice and flat in those teeth. Okay, so now what you want to do is I'm going to come in with my stamps. So I'm just going to use the Party Piggy because it's a large enough stamp. Actually, I need a piece of cardstock. So here's a piece of just basic white cardstock. I'm going to put my magnets down, and I'm going to line up my piggy how I want it. Okay, if you feel you need another magnet, I just don't know. I haven't done this yet. And you know, when you pick up the stamp, sometimes the paper comes with it. So I'm just going to make sure I line my magnets close enough to my image and hope that that's good enough. All right. So now I'm going to come in with that platform. Now I laid my stamp down with where the ink's going to go is face down. Okay. So now let me just see if I can zoom in a little bit so you can see this. Okay. So see those two holes right here? I'm going to line them up right there. Just like that. Okay, now it's not touching my stamp yet. Now what I'm going to do is press down. Okay, and it's going to pick up my stamp. Okay, and then you lift off, and now your stamp is on, just like any other stamping platform or MISTI, right? But now let me zoom out. Now, what's good about this is you can simply just flip this over and lay it on your surface and ink up, which we're going to do, or you can hold it, whichever is comfortable with you. But remember, on the Stamparatus, this is what I like about this because the Stamparatus has that hinge, and I would always have to put an ink pad under the door, so to speak, that's open because it was never a flat surface. But now we have a nice flat surface here. So I'm going to ink up my piggy, and I'm going to bring my positioner back in place. I'm going to turn this over. This is a nice big surface to work with. I really like that. You're going to put it down and you're going to stamp. Now, I have, where's my little handy dandy? I got this on Etsy. I think it's called like a little Debbie tool or something. All right, so now you want to pick that up. And this is perfect because you see here, I didn't get that stamped image. It's probably, oh, I just moved it. So that's not going to work. Okay, you got to make sure you don't move your paper or you're not going to line back up. And since I moved it, we're going to have to start over. But I don't think I'm going to use this because I think it got in the way. So I'm going to turn my piggy over. But since I messed up anyway, I'm going to tell you what that corner piece is because I'll see how this works. I haven't done this yet. So this is to line up your cardstock. So what happens, that little error that I just made where I moved my paper out of the way accidentally, this you could always go back and put it back in that space and it'll stick. But you actually got to then kind of stamp sideways. So, you know, to each their own if you like that. All right, I'm going to put my magnets back. I'm going to ink up my piggy again, and we'll do this again. But you get the idea, right? Try not to move your paper. Okay, so I have it in that corner piece. Line up your holes, okay, and then just press and align good pressure, or if you have one of these things, you can use that. Okay. And then you're going to lift up. And that came out perfect. But let's just say I missed a spot or it didn't come out perfect. You can come back in with your ink. Okay. Ink up your image. And then now it hasn't moved. And if it did, I know I'm in that corner, right? And it doesn't matter that my cardstock is sideways because this is going to, if this was getting die cutted out, it wouldn't matter, right? Perfect, nice, crisp image. And I went over that stamp. Okay, so that is for that. That's what that corner means. But again, if you're going to use the grid lines, you know, if you're lining up, say at the 2-inch, make sure you know where you are or get some more flat magnets, but don't move your paper because look, Okay, that little bit, see how I moved it? That you have to know, you got to play with this so that that doesn't happen, or just get used to using that corner piece. That's what it's there for. All right, now let me show you how to use this piece. So you got the idea with this, right? We know how to use Stampin' platforms, so that should be quite easy. What's good about this piece, so let's see, I'll use a long piece of paper here. That's still white cardstock. Let's see if this stamp that's a little too long. Maybe it's something, oh, here, let's use this one. This just has the word bestie on it. Okay, so I'm going to put bestie, and I'm going to I have my cardstock down. And sometimes we make cards that we use that repetitive stamp and we do it maybe in different colors and you do it down a line. This is really good for something like that. Okay, so I'm going to put my stamp down where I want it. Then I'm going to line up these two holes with wherever my stamp is, right? So we're going to go right here, press down. That picked my stamp up. Okay, so now it's there. All we're going to do now is we're going to ink. I'll do this in red so it's easy to see. So now we want to ink up this stamp. Okay, put it down. Bestie. Okay, now if you wanted to ink up again, this is just a little small stamp, but I'm going to ink up. Okay, and then if I wanted to move, oh, I can't see. Move a little. So now move down to the next one. This is perfect for if you're doing sentiments, right? Bestie, that one wasn't great. So I'll show you perfect how you want to go over. Okay, so see this one? Let me bring that up. See that one wasn't good? So now I'm going to line this up, push down. Aha, my paper moved, but you get the idea. All right, so actually, I think I want to try this again. We're going to do this again, and we are going to not use this stamp. I think this stamp is just too little. So hold on, hold the phone. Let's try this real time. I'm just going to clean this stamp up. I'm going to get a different stamp. And I'm going to try it without using that paper. And I think that paper is making it move. All right, let's just use this sentiment. Okay, so I'm not going to use any grid paper underneath. Okay, I am going to put happy birthday to you right there. I'm going to get that right there, push down. Okay. I'm going to I had this open the whole time. I'm going to just ink that up. Okay. Now, if you needed it to go this way, however you need it to go. So I'm going to line that up, down. Perfect. I'm going to do a couple and then I'll bring it up. So I turn it over. That stamp was just too small. I wouldn't use I wouldn't use a position for that. I would just use an acrylic block. Okay, so if I wanted to make a few of these sentiments, right? Like I need to make a few of them. So think about your mass producing your cards and you're going to use a thin cut or just make banners out of these. You could simply use this and just go down, or like I said, you know how we have a lot of those banner type sentiments you do in all different colors. All right, you get the idea. But if these were a little smudgy or not right, you can go over them. But I didn't need to go over them, but just showing you how to use this positioner. So, you know, if you have the Stamparatus, if you have a Misty, do you need this tool? Probably not, right? But do you want to if you don't have one of those and you want to invest in a positioner, if you think this one's going to be easy for you to maneuver, some people didn't even like the Stamparatus because that arm that came over, they didn't like using it, or you had to, if you have it, you know what I'm talking about. Can't, there's like certain part that you can't use on the platform, or it wouldn't stamp that impression. But this is pretty good. I mean, for larger stamps, I think it came out great. And if you want to make sentiments perfectly, and have a nice crisp image each time, I think it's a good deal. So to be honest, I'm not sure how much I love the grid paper though. Okay, so that's my opinion, because I feel like the grid paper was making everything move, but you don't need the grid paper. It's optional. It doesn't come with it. This is just the base here. And I'm sure if you got ink on this, you can clean it. It does have a ruler etched in the top and along the sides, and the underside is foam. So I think I like it better without using the grid paper. And again, you have this longer strip that comes with this for sentiments and smaller images, and then you have the larger platform for larger images. So I hope this video was helpful. Again, this comes out on February 3rd. Anyone who joins Stampin' Up! Will earn this free in their startup box. And then at some point, it will be available for customers to purchase. But if you have any questions, all my contact information is in the description. But appreciate you and have a great rest of your day. Take care now.